think historically, the exclude part of that equation has been the starting point, going back decades and decades, and it's absolutely essential. I mean, I do believe, strongly convicted from the Word of God, that it's just like I should not, as a Christian, be making money from abortions, right, and a number of other things. So we have to be looking at the exclusionary criteria in our portfolios. But then we go beyond that, and really the nexus of Genesis Inspire was this idea that, well, in addition to excluding, where are the most God glorifying companies? Like, I mean, there's companies out there that they're not necessarily Christian or run, explicitly by Christians or Christian values, but they're operating in line with God's principles like fairness and morality and ethics and things like that, right? Surprise, surprise. And I wonder if we could measure the relative biblical alignment of companies and then invest in those most biblically aligned companies, the most inspiring, positive companies that creating products that are blessings to people that use them, that have policies and practices that just bless their employees, that bless the communities they operate in. In a lot of different specific ways. And so we created what we call our Inspire Impact Score methodology, which is just our rules-based approach to scoring companies from a negative 100 to positive 100. We invest in anything above 0, anything below 0, we exclude. But really, we're looking for those highest scoring companies. It's a real faith-based approach to environmental, social, or governance investing, ESG. And that's been a big trend, as we're seeing more investors sort of ride the coattails of a broadly secular, progressively secular, oftentimes ESG movement in the industry, and say, hey, the Bible talks about environment, the Bible talks about social, the Bible talks about governance. What about a biblical worldview on those issues from a positive perspective? So we invest in those highest rated companies from a biblical lens in those categories. And then the third is that engagement, where we have this, as investors, we have an opportunity to call the companies that we invest in. We can file shareholder resolutions and get involved in proxies if you want to, or just very casually, just off the books, have conversations and say, hey, I'm an investor, I'm a Christian, I care about certain things, and XYZ, like, please don't give money to Planned Parenthood. That's something that I don't really want my company doing. Here's why, and a number of other issues. So that's that exclude, endorse, engage sort of framework that we use here at Inspire, and we're seeing a lot of other faith-based asset managers and wealth managers get more involved in those, which is really exciting to think. As Christians, as the industry, there's a lot of money, $20 trillion plus, that are controlled by Protestants, evangelicals, and Catholics in this country alone. Stocks, bonds, mutual funds. That's a lot of capital that can have a lot of influence if we just are intentional with those conversations.